Good morning to the Barbados Beach House. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for the comments of recent with regards to the front of the garage. Yeah, I think we've had about 50 comments, so sorry I've not been on online engaging on a daily basis, but I did get to respond to most people last night. So whilst I'm at it, if you don't mind giving me a like below, if you like the comments and content we've been putting up for the last couple of days with regards to this composite cladding. And if you don't mind, obviously subscribing to the channel if you're new. There was a few new people on the channel yesterday, so welcome. I think you know by now what this channel covers. Mr. Dartnell, thanks for your feedback, buddy. Yeah, everyone gave some good comments yesterday about what we should and shouldn't be doing. Some of it we'll take on board, some of it we can't for some certain reasons. The cut up here, obviously, like I said, the chances are we're going to go ahead and get things done. So by the time you've seen the video and get some good feedback, we've probably already done it. What we decided to do, as you've already seen, is we decided to go 8-foot panels to here, which was higher than the actual garage entrance. As you can see, the line is along here. And then we decided to go, obviously, full panels from the top of the garage to the very top here in another bit. So we've actually got a line, let me spin it around. So we've actually got a line going across here, can't even see in the sun. Then it drops down and there's full pieces. So these are full pieces here. These are full pieces here, and then we've got cuts here. So you can just about see a line there on both sides. But I think you'll agree it's come out quite nice. Camera's fitted, top molding. Someone said, are you going to put a top molding on to stop the water coming through? There is a top molding, as you can see, that's now on. And what we've actually done on the roof as well, we've actually put a PVC sheet, a thin, I think it's 5mm PVC sheet. We've cut it 8 inches and we've taken it to the very top of the corner, and we've run it backwards, and then we put that over the top to stop any water coming down. We've decided to leave this bottom one off because we want water that's going to come down these grooves to be able to just drip off. But obviously it doesn't look great. But we bought a laminate sheet, not the grey I wanted. They don't do it in the grey I need, or anthracite dark grey is what I was looking for, but that's the darkest grey they've got. But we've cut it, mounted it, put the actual end caps on, and unfortunately we have had to put stainless steel screws on the inside to fix it. But I think you'll agree, it finishes the inside off really well. And we've done it on that side as well. What we will be doing is we've cut a laminate sheet wider than this, and we're going to take it from this edge here over to the very edge of the board. So with the water will still drip out. Unfortunately, you will still look up and see what you're seeing, but it will enable the water to drip out and won't prevent it from sort of flowing away and creating damp and rot and all sorts. So yeah, it won't be a pretty picture to look up at, but without being rude, I think you find that it looks nice like this. So it looked like that, just without the actual finish edge. And we still have to actually find the electrical box and fit that. As you can see, we've already drawn out on the wall what's going to happen there. So we're going to have to oscillate a hole out there so the actual electric socket can fit backwards. Then we'll put that in a nice new waterproof box rather than using the old one. Really, an electrician should be doing that, but trying to get electricians difficult. As you know, we redid that, so we're now looking out for a nice looking light that can be on a night and day sensor with timers. If anybody knows on the island where a decent one is that looks good, that ideally is solar, but it can be on the mains, obviously, hence the reason why we've done these. But can obviously be on an IR sensor, and also can be doing the night and day. That would be greatly appreciated. I mean, we do have obviously our one somewhere. I don't know where that's landed up going. It was down there earlier. But again, it didn't last very long. Oh, there it is. So we bought this one here from PriceMart, and it's been doing okay, but then it suddenly died. I bought a spare, and we've had to change it for some unknown reason. It stopped working. So no idea why that was. But we swapped it out and it works. But again, I don't really want to be mounting something up there that's going to be temporary there and ripped back out again. But I think what I might do is coil up those cables into like a nice neat package, bag it up, and then maybe mount the actual solar one there for now until we find one. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. And then we've also then proceeded on to stage 2. Stage 2 being out on the road. Okay, so we now have the electrical cupboard done. Now we don't have enough of this top trim, so I'm gonna have to order some more top trim in, which is a real pain in the backside. And as you can see, as much as the gate is fixed, it's not fixed. The hole itself wasn't done very straight, unfortunately. So it looks like it's slightly off, but it's not. But unfortunately the roof is angled at an angle to make the water run for backwards and make it run that way, which makes it look as if the door's even worse. As you can see, it's wider here than it is here. And the gap down here, as you can see, the gap is wider here than it is up here. So we probably could have obviously put the cladding on plumb and made it off with the gate, but I just said just go with the gate for now. It's not major. We're in the midst of doing the main gate, which we've got an issue with that, which I'll show you in a second. And the little gate has been done as well. So we need to get some brown silicone just to physically just hide some of these screws. We were going to fix through the back, but we need a 65mm stainless steel screw that's going to be able to go through the back of here and drill into this and not come through the front. That would be better than doing what we've done here. So yeah, unfortunately we've just gone with that for now. And what we've done at the end is we've actually put a cut in here. So as you can see, there is a screw in here. So we're actually going to put brown silicone in here and cover up that head. And then we've cut around the hinges to ensure that we've got a nice piece in. So again, I think you'll agree, apart from maybe having a hand on here to show people how you open the gate, because obviously we do actually have it so it opens inwards. It definitely has added some weight to it, that's for sure. So that's one thing we do need to be mindful of. And now Oren and the team are doing the same with the big gate. So the biggest issue we have with the big gate at the moment is obviously we're going to be adding a width on here, and we counteracted that, no problems at all. We've got about 2.5, if not 3 inches of space, and we've obviously got not even an inch of product. However, we want to take it to the very top, and to strengthen this this roller, they've actually put a weld underneath here and it catches the weld. So what we've got to try and do now is get a 4-inch bolt, which I'm going to go and buy in a second, and we've got to take this off, drill a few more holes in it and mount it an inch higher to make sure we get the clearance going through here. So I'm going to go and buy that in a second. But again, we'll have that clad by the end of the day. It goes on very quickly. It's just literally 3 screws per panel and they click into each other. So eventually what we will do, obviously, we'll take this finishing edge that we've got on here, we'll order some more in, and we'll put the finishing edge potentially across the whole top. I mean, until you're actually on the gate itself, you don't even get to see it. But I would obviously rather have a finish on the top, and it's the only finish I can think of that would go on and look okay. So let's quickly go back to the electrical gate and see what it looks like, because we did actually put a bit on there, just see what it was like. I mean, it doesn't look great from the front, but it's okay. So we'll do the same thing potentially with this one as well, all the way along the main gate and also all along the other one. We just need to make sure again that we've got the clearance to go through. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll go through as it is anyway without even hiring that. So once the actual L shape sits on here, obviously it's going to sit across and down. It'll probably come to about here. So it doesn't have a big reveal, but you just need to make sure height-wise it goes through. It goes through there without even increasing the height of this as it is at the moment. So yeah, that's one thing we're going to be doing. Barbecue, thank you very much for the comments on the barbecue. Yeah, I know, stupid. But anyway, we have bought some marine moisture resistant board. We were going to potentially do the carcasses out of the marine board, but I think construction board is better. The reason why we didn't go with construction board is it's bloody heavy and it's grey, which means we've got to get it painted, and we add more weight to what already is a very heavy unit. By the way, we're going to be using, potentially if we got enough, we're going to be using this cladding on the back, because there's quite a few offcuts, as you can see. So the offcuts themselves, certainly these ones here work out absolutely perfect for out there. We can cut a little bit off and they fit absolutely beautiful in the back. So it's taken a bit of a backseat at the moment because we want to get this done. But once we've actually done this, tomorrow probably is going to be working on the barbecue. So it's going to be the back of it coming off. It's going to be laying it down, splitting it, taking the actual main barbecue carcass out, redoing the sides and the top of that in concrete board, and also the inner skins of the other two in concrete board as well. We'll try and sand that down before we put it in, or prime it, so at least we can paint it white and put it in before, otherwise it's just going to look an eyesore. That's the reason why I wanted to get away from it, or one of the reasons why. Weight and colour. But obviously we need to have a barbecue we can turn on, otherwise there's no point in having it. We're probably going to have to put a bit of concrete board as well underneath, around the barbecue as well, rather than having the plastic. So as in when we get, in fact, I think we've actually got some 1/2 inch. Yeah, so we're probably going to need, I don't know, let's say between 6 and 10 inches around the top of the barbecue for the top to sit on, because obviously the heat will transfer. So we'll probably just obviously underneath the actual corian top, if it ever comes in stock that is, we'll actually mount that onto plastic across most of it, because it's great for outside and doesn't rot, etc. But on the inner piece and in and around the barbecue, we'll put concrete board on that. So it'll be a U shape basically around the barbecue. The corian at the moment is not in stock. That's one of the biggest problems we're having at the moment. So, and there doesn't seem to be an ETA. There doesn't seem to be a delivery time for that at the moment. So we bought one sheet, but like I said in my previous videos, you know, it's like everything. When you order a material, as you can see, it's just poking its ugly little face through there, look. When you order any material, tiles, etc., you should really buy it in the same batch, because even though it's the same colour, there is always slight differences. So I didn't realise it was going to be this long. So we need, I might keep this one and do the toilet tops. We still haven't got around to doing that yet. So it's another learning curve, learning how to cut, glue and sand down and prepare corian tops. That's one thing we're going to be doing next. So I may very well keep this one here and use this for the actual toilet tops. We've got the WC, we've got 2 main bathrooms, and we've got the visitors bathroom as well. So there's 4 bathrooms in total. They've currently got board on them, they look okay, but obviously we want a nice corian top put on there with a nice lip all the way around. So I'm definitely going to get those, and I will document those in the videos, but any questions in the meantime, let me know. And then when the other 2 sheets come in, obviously we can order those and we can use those for the barbecue. So that is the game. Steve, you said about the vinyl, great idea. Steve is in the comments, he basically said, what about vinyling the barbecue rather than putting a top on it? Yes, that would be awesome, because you can have wood effect, you can have greys, you can have all sorts, and it literally is just wet it, stick it on, cut it, job done. But we do want that to be a full-on barbecue with a nice countertop, and the only countertop that you can have obviously is corian, because it's going to be outside in the rain. So we've had rain the last couple of days and the barbecue's always got wet on top of it. So yeah, we'll go with corian for that, but great idea though. Certainly if you wanted to finish off the doors or you want to finish off the back, vinyl is absolutely a great idea. Again, they don't really do that here, but there are some shops that sell vinyl, so we certainly could do that if we wanted to. So that's the plan for today so far. I'm going to go to Koymans now, my daily visit to Koymans. We still haven't sorted out my Massey points. 3 years. Come on, Koymans. So yeah, I need to nip to my daily visit to Koymans, go and get a sheet of cement board. I've got to get some other parts as well, the silicone, the bolt, etc. So I'm going to go and do that now. These guys are going to carry on fitting that bit, so they should be done by the time I get back. We'll get that finished off, and then we'll probably crack into the barbecue if we get that done sooner than I think. But yeah, we should have this done by the end of today anyway. Anyway, before I go, don't forget, if you can give me some comments below. Really do appreciate all the comments over the last few days. We've had about 50. And nice to see some new subscribers as well that have all said, like, appreciate the feedback. There's a local guy on there that's actually returning to Barbados to build. He's like, the channel's been absolutely brilliant. I've learnt loads. That's what this is all about. It's about trying to transfer information that we have onto other people that are either building here or looking to build, just to make sure that you don't fall into any mistakes that I've made. You can save time, save money, and obviously prevent yourself a little bit of a headache. So if I can pass that on, then where do I sign? So again, any questions you guys have got that you need, far away. I will make a bit more of an effort of checking the channel on a regular basis, because it doesn't email you, by the way. So yeah, I'll make sure I get this video uploaded today, and any comments you got and any questions, please fire away. I'll update you throughout the day as and when I get back. Thank you for watching. Okay, one thing I think we're going to do today is I'm going to quickly show you into the drive-through at Koymans. So, you have a drive-through part here where most of the lumber and sheets, etc. are. Don't go out that way, whatever you do. Anyway, so as you can see, tile adhesives, pipes, steelwork, lumber. This side is pretty much all lumber, from 2x6s, 2x8s, 3x8s. Over here you have all sorts of thinner stuff, 2x2s, 2x4s. Then you obviously got all your sheets, red sheets, normal sheets. Got some bigger stuff here as well. I don't know what size that is. It looks about sort of 5 inches by 5 inches. Then you got some sort of 8x8s there. Look, I'm sure you'd need to farm off a kidney for one of those. There you go, 358 Bayesian for it. It looks like an 8x8. Then you've got your sheets here, obviously. And then you come around this side. Form ply. More lumber over this side, more thinner, wider sheets. Then over here you've obviously got all of your marine plies. As you can see, 249 for a sheet of marine ply. That looks like 1/2 inch. And then down here, a little bit further down, you've got concrete boards, etc., which we're going to come back for in a minute. We're going to be looking for a smooth 1/2 inch concrete board, which is that one there by the looks of it, which is 174 ply stone, 17mm smooth panel. So we're going to be looking for one of those for the actual kitchen carcasses. And then down here we've actually got plasterboard. Again, moisture resistant in green, standard in the other. Over here you've got some metal conduit, obviously for stud partitions, etc. More wood. Down here you've also got PVC sheets. You've got the thinner one, the thicker one. A little bit further down you've obviously got the actual the thinner boards that you can actually use for the rear of the carcasses, etc. What's that called there? You've also got some ply, birch ply as well. Didn't know they did birch ply. Nice colour as well, look. Light colour. 169. Again for an 18mm sheet. You can make some good furniture out of that sort of stuff. Looks good. Birch ply as well there, 15mm, 149. One-way system around here. Then they've got doors. These are all doors here. Lots of doors. Hardwood doors are not cheap, that's for sure. So that's the experience around there. All this room, and they literally park right in the middle. Okay, I'll go the way down to the very end, and then I'll also come round the other side. The other side you've got tiles, laminated sheets and stuff like that as well. So we've got shingles there as well, look. Shingles. Over there you've got double glazed windows. Over there you've got big tiles, big ceramic stuff. It's quite not bad prices actually for tiles. Here you've got bathroom stuff, so toilets, sinks, etc. More shingles. Some felt. Then you've got some MDF stuff here. I think they got the moisture resistant, moisture resistant MDF there. Look, there's the laminated sheets. They do a little bit of insulation here, but not a great deal. I think that's on the other side in all fairness. And then you've got more doors down there. So I've got to go all the way around again. It's a one-way system. Hope that helps give you a little bit of a picture about what's available in here and what's not. I'm going to get this concrete sheet, and then I've also got to go into the store itself to buy some other bits. So I will check and do you want to get back to site. But I hope that helps. Anything you want to see in particular moving forward, let me know. I pretty much live here. See you soon. Okay, right, so we've now returned at 1:15. That was a painful exercise. Anyway, we've got all the bits we need, and I'll show you a quick update on what we've done here. One, so that you can see what it looks like, and two, so you can see, again, some of the things we're learning by, so then hope that you don't actually fall by the same. So, at the moment, the gate is halfway open, and we started cladding this with a view to me coming back and buying a new bolt for here, so we can extend this bracket up, just to clear the actual extra inch that we're now putting on the front of the gate. The little weld I showed you, which I'll show you again in a second, just bringing it up means we'll be able to clear that weld to ensure that, because obviously now the gate is coming out, it's just hitting that little weld. Anyway, so the downside to that is, let me spin you around. The downside to that is, there's two things that have happened since. Number one, we physically can't get that out without the gate off, and the gate can't come off without being fully open, and we can't fully open the gate all the time we've now got that on there. So we've tried to progress forward and save some time, but in effect we've actually created ourselves, unfortunately, a little bit more work in as much as this all now needs to come off. What we have done in the meantime is there's a bolt there, as you can see, which looks nice and neat. That, which I completely forgot, was a bolt for one of the wheels, which is here. Now, Orin's actually tried to fix a screw in one of these panels down here. It's gone through, he's not realised it's gone into the wheel. So it's now scraping on the wheel. So we're gonna have to take it off either way. We're gonna try and do it without, i.e. with that loose, we actually get a little bit more movement here. So you can see the little weld underneath here. That little weld there is just what's going to create us a problem, which is why we've got to try and bring this up slightly. The weld is needed to ensure that that is strong enough to hold the gate against the wind. Before it wasn't. So anyway, we obviously can't get this out without this being taken off, and we can't take this off without undoing these bolts, and these bolts can't be undone all the time the gate is in place. So we need to take all of these back off again. So they're all on, they're all pre-cut, so it's a case of taking them off and putting them back on again. Once they're off, we can open the gate. Let me get this right. We should be able to open the gate right up and should be able to lift the gate off somehow. Once that's off, we can extend this up, we can put the new bolt through, and then we can put the gate back in place again. So, and then we can start this again. So, the little lesson that we've actually learned today, in case any of you guys want to learn from it. Take the gate off in future, clad it properly, remount the hinge, and then lift painstakingly the gate, now really heavy, into place once you've actually done. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up below if you don't mind. Some more comments on obviously our insanity and our learning curves. And I'm sure we'll get this done by the end of the play today. That's the aim. Good morning to day 2. Still quite early at the moment, just coming out 8 o'clock. Okay, yesterday we had a few teething issues. So forgive me if I'm duplicating what I've already discussed. But yesterday I think I left you at, we were having to take the bit off the gate we'd already done. And the main reason was because of this hinge. Before I start talking, if you don't mind giving me a thumbs up and a few more comments below, that'd be greatly appreciated. I'm going to spin it around now and show you what I mean. The original hinge, as I said on the previous video, has got a weld mark in the middle, obviously to try and support the bracket from a strength point of view, and that is actually catching on the wooden panels that were actually put on the gate. So the option is to raise it, which we've done, but now I can't find, they don't do the bolt long enough that's needed to go into the gate. So forgive me, I'm trying to find where things are. So this is a runner that normally the gates use. They sit at the top of the gate, and as the gate opens, this little plastic thing rolls. So let me spin you around. So this will normally sit in here, and the gate, as the electric gate opens, this is fixed up here into the mount. And obviously it fits in here, but obviously because we're having to raise it an inch to miss this weld mark here, we now need a bolt, which is imperial, not metric, or is it metric, not imperial, one of the two, that is an inch longer, which they don't do. So we've now remounted this as high as it needs to be, which is nice and sturdy now, and all we need to do now is get a long bolt and reposition that, and they don't do the bolt. So let me know in the comments below what you would do under this circumstance, bearing in mind that this has to be double bolted. So as you can see, the 2 bolts here, that will grip. So if this comes up here, that would be in there, for instance, that would grip. And this one being longer now would also have another bolt here. So the whole bolt would have to be threaded all the way down. Now here they only do 1/2 inch. They don't do whatever this size, I think this is 14, for instance. So they don't do a 14 here, and a 14 and a 1/2 inch are very similar, but the 1/2 inch is slightly smaller. So number one, you get like a little bit of a rattle. So this is actually on a sleeve. Maybe you can see the sleeve in there. But the sleeve fits quite nice. As soon as you go 1/2 inch, it gets quite rattly. So we'd be doing something that's quite half-hearted. So obviously we've now gone ahead and done what would be quite simple, and we might have to undo that. So as you can see, the gate is off and we've removed all the stuff off of the front. What I've decided to do, which is probably going to be easier, is to come up with a new bracket. So I've found this steel bracket, and I've now painted it overnight. So we're going to need to give it maybe a couple more coats, because that's just an undercoat. So let me know in the comments below what you would actually put on this to make sure that it withstands the salt, because the good thing about the one that's already on there is aluminium, which means it's going to withstand the elements, but obviously it's had to have that little weld mark put underneath it because aluminium is very soft. This is steel, so it's definitely going to be more secure, but then we've got the ongoing rust issue. So before I mount it, I really would like to try and protect it a bit more from the elements. But anyway, as you can appreciate, this is now going to be the height and width that we're seeking. So it feels a bit tacky, even though I sprayed it yesterday. Must be just my imagination. Sorry about the wind, by the way, guys. It's a little bit of a windy day today. So what we'll be able to do is put it back where it should be, which is the inch lower-ish. And we won't have the issue with the weld. So that's and that means we can obviously then which we can't find, use the original size. I bought a brand new one of these. So again, that would mount obviously onto here, sit in here, and we'd be back to where we were with this issue gone. So all it is this little weld that's been put there to strengthen this. And by the way, they delivered it, if you remember right in their previous videos, got about 100 videos ago back, it was delivered without this piece, and this broke. So I had to come back and take this off and put this weld in. So it's definitely needed in aluminium, but obviously you're never gonna have an issue with rust and issues there. And we are gonna have issues with this one. However, strength-wise and the weld, definitely a better solution. So anyway, this will go on later on today. It will bring this back down again. We'll be able to put this one or the new one back into place, get the gate mounted, and then today it really is about just trying to fly through and getting this completely cladded and in place and working. So, other than that, once that's done, we're going to be going onto the barbecue. So I think today's really going to be getting that mount sorted out, getting the gate back on, making sure electrically opens and shuts as well as it should do. Because that's the other thing, we've got to make sure that it actually stops where it needs to stop. Yeah, I'm not think about that. When you lift the gate off, I think it's actually programmed to go from and to. Oh no, it's actually got the little spring on the back, hasn't it? Yeah, sorry. I was thinking we didn't mark where it came off, but I'm pretty sure it's got like a little spring on the back. Yeah, it has. There's a little spring here. This little spring tells the gate when to open and to shut. So hopefully we should be able to put it on at any point. And I will get this completely caked in grease before it goes back on there as well. This is all like a high grade composite, so that won't rust. But obviously the cog itself is definitely out in the elements and needs to be protected. So I'll get that sorry, that was incoming call. Yeah, get the cladding back on, get the gate back on, get it shut, and then potentially on the barbecue to get that finished. And then next week it really is going to be all about getting that center column inside the house cut out, re-insulated and done. So I will update you a little bit later on as this goes and show you the finished product from the outside with all of the actual garage door shut and all of the actual gate shut, so I can show you what it looks like. So don't forget to give me some comments in the meantime. Thanks for watching, and I will check with you soon. Okay, we're at 2:15. Where are we? Where are we? Okay, so we managed to get the actual gate sorted. So I'm going to quickly show you that very quickly and show you what we had to do. Again, if you've got a gate, you might have to fall into the same problem we've had. So it was quite a simple move, as I showed you this morning, but we can show you obviously what we've done in order to make it a lot more simple. And obviously we're cracking on now with cladding. So let me quickly show you where we are at this present time. Okay, so the actual hinge is now on and it's operational. As you can see here, we've now put the new piece in. We have to repaint that again because unfortunately we've had to take a lot of the paint off. And we've got 2 big bolts in there, so we still need to finish that off again. That'll be a painting job. But we're now in there, nice run. At the moment, one thing we do have is the gate itself is, as you can see, we're off there quite a bit, but as soon as we actually get down to the gate coming this way, we seem to get quite tight. So I'm not too sure why. Bearing in mind the gate is the same height from here to here at the other end. I'm not too sure when by the time the gate comes down, while we're actually losing some of that height. But anyway, it's in. These obviously make it fire up like we said earlier on, so that's all now working and operational. But what we had to do, which made it a lot more straightforward, was just take this off. So when you take this off, it gives you enough room to get this all the way down and play around with a hinge. So the whole hinge issue would have been a lot easier if we just taken this off and taken the gate all the way down, then played around with it and put it back. But anyway, it is what it is. That's now nice and solid back in again. And the gate, as you can see, is now starting. So we have a large proportion already on. And as you know, we've already done the electrical cupboard, that's already done. And we've already done the small gate as well, that's already done. We still have to finish off the silicone and everything in there. But as you can see, this is coming along nicely. So anyway, it's only 2:15. So the goal is to have that finished by the close of play. So hit me with comments below if you don't mind. And I will update you as and when the afternoon disappears. Okay, welcome back, close of play, 4:30. And the boys walking up the road. Good lads. Okay. The big reveal. Let me show you what it looks like. Tell me what you think, guys. Does it look good? Now my only concern obviously is this gate now, with no gaps going through the wood, is now one massive sail, like I've said before. So that's my only concern, and as soon as you press the gate to open, the only thing holding this end obviously is this. So I've got about 2 inches before that comes out, and then this is completely reliant on one wheel. So yeah, if we press the button when this is windy, as soon as that comes out, we're going to get a lot of pressure pushing that way, and the only thing holding it up is that. So obviously we can put a double one of these on, or we can put another one over here, for instance, but it's still going to be 1 or 2 foot of support on what in effect is a 16, 17 foot span. But anyway, it looks good, I think you'll agree. The other thing we actually did, let me quickly take you in. Still have to cover these with a bit of silicone. I mean, they're stainless steel, but I'd rather cover them in brown so you don't see them. And also we're going to have to order the extra trim to go across the tops as well to cover up the tops. From the back, there's no screws going through or anything like that, because obviously it's all facial, which is good. So that's all on, and obviously, like I said to you, we've replaced this as well, so I have to now sand it down again and repaint it, because obviously we had a few issues with having to re-drill the hole bigger in order for it to go where it needs to be. Oh wow, look at that hummingbird, green hummingbird. Can you see him? Wow. Anyway, welcome to Barbados. And in here, what we've actually managed to do is to finish off the blue laminate as well. So that's now finished the inside off quite nicely. We have got a little bit of a lime join, so I might need to try and find something to cover that up. Other than that, it's really neatened up the inside as well. So that's quite nice. Same thing, we've got a couple of fixing screws over here we've had to put in, so we need to fill those in. Again, just with a little bit of, another one there, look. Just fill those in with a little tiny bit of brown silicone. I'll leave the ones on the side, they're okay. They're all stainless steel as well, so they'll be fine. And again on this side as well, just on the end caps, we've got a couple of fixing screws in here. You don't really see them, but a little bit of dark brown silicone over the top just to hide them in would be great. And obviously just need to find a light. So other than that, we're all done. Don't mind obviously giving us some feedback below, that'd be greatly appreciated. And anyone new to the channel, if you don't mind subscribing, as and when we're crazy enough to go and do something different on the house, we'll always document it and document the pitfalls and celebrations of obviously what we do, so I can definitely pass it on. So over the road seems to be progressing very well as well. Nice bunch of lads. I think they started, the 3rd week of January. So they're at 2nd floor, and they're boxing it at the moment over here, which means they're going to be pouring that roof at some stage, I would have thought, or at least the beams for it anyway. So they're making good progress. Anyway, other than that, I'll say goodbye from now from Paradise. If you don't mind, obviously give me a thumbs up below, comments over the weekend, and I'll check and be bright and breezy on Monday, where I'm sure we'll have more projects that we're going to be starting